When the sirens go off the first Wednesday of every month at noon Eastern time, of course, it is heralding the arrival of the High Noon Hemp Show. It'd be cool if they did it every Wednesday, but it's just the first Wednesday of the month. We're here every Wednesday at noon Eastern time, hence the name, The High Noon Hemp Show. You can find us video live and on demand on Facebook, the Temptations Beach Facebook page, also the Jedi Hemp YouTube channel, and at Temptations on Twitter. If you want the podcast version without all the glorious visuals, you can do that as well. Search the High Noon Hemp Show on Podbean, Google Play, and iHeartRadio. I'm, of course, Stoner Jesus. He is the man himself, Beach, high above the Temptations in Sharonville, Ohio, on this wet and rainy day, soon to be brutally wintry, weathery day eventually in the Cincinnati area, and that's not going to be good. But
craziness is coming.
The High Noon Hemp Show. This is
It's
always
true.
Weather is. Beach, what's going on in the world of Temptations this week?
It's quite exciting week in the world of Temptations, I suppose. All in all, let's congratulate our local football team, the Cincinnati Bengals, for making it into the Super Bowl. I am a Bengals fan, as you may have noticed in the last couple episodes, or at least last week when I wore my orange. I'll wear my orange probably again next week. There's a reason I have blue on today, which I will explain later in the show. But you're just going to have to wait to see what I'm wearing, although you can see some of it. So, again, congratulations there for our local. We're excited. And again, the reason I'm not just a Bengals fan, but they are customers. And so, that's why I have an appreciation as well. And of course, the City Beat. I don't know if you still have that graphic, but the City Beat voting is still going on. And so we are looking to keep our green sustainable for sure. Hopefully, number one, top notch. We are also currently now number one smoke shop, so vote for us there. There it is. CBD retailer. That would be one again. I'm not sure how. We haven't really been. I think we might have placed in CBD retailer last year, but I don't even know. And so that just blows me away because we are the oldest, most well-stocked CBD retailer out there. There's just no doubt in my mind. And then, of course, you might have to write us in, but we're looking to make the High Noon Hemp Show, the podcast, because this is a podcast. If you want to turn off now and don't want to watch anymore and just listen, you can wait till after the show is over and listen to the podcast. And so it'd be nice to get up there. I don't even know any of the other podcasts. I don't recognize anything. I don't listen to podcasts. And so, that is what it is, I suppose. And so, yes, remember us. Voting is still there. Again, you can go to vote.citybeat.com. You do have to give them your email and some information, and then you have to vote on at least 20 categories. So if you're local, I'm sure you can easily find 20 categories, one way or another. It's true. And so vote for your local businesses or maybe your neighborhood or things like that, because there are a lot of categories and a lot of stuff to vote on.
Absolutely.
A lot of stuff to vote on. No doubt about it. I think this is gonna. Whoa, stuff's dropping over here. I don't know what's dropping. There's stuff always dropping. I have so much stuff on the walls. I'm always bumping into my pens. My Constitution behind me is my hemp printed on hemp Constitution behind me is falling off the wall. Anyway, let's get right on with the product spotlight. And so this first one we have. Oh, okay. I did put these in reverse as well, I feel like, but that's okay. These are super exciting. These are the raw pipe cleaners. And so there's a bristle and a regular made out of hemp. Raw is notorious for using hemp whenever they can. Originally, when they came out with their hemp papers, they were the best and still are up there without a doubt as top papers. They have made hemp rolling machines in the past and whatnot. And so here are some pipe cleaners, which, we all need for our Super Bowls. Uh, right? Uh, Another reason why we love the Super Bowl because we sell Super Bowls. Um, this next product, another, you know how much I love my hemp composite. And so these are just the fun, another paper company actually making hemp composite grinders. These are just a two-piece grinder, very inexpensive, um, multiple colors like the Santa Cruz hemp grinders that we have, which I can't get anymore, but I might be because these other companies are all buying up all the hemp grinders they can get. So those are new to the shelves. Will be probably out in all the stores by Friday with these new hemp grinders. Um, the next one is the cream THCO. Oh, what? Oh, that's right. It's not 8, it's not 10, it's O. These are brand new, just hit the shelves, disposables with THCO. So check out THCO online, see if it's something that your life might benefit from, and know that we have it on the shelves. As well as the next product, which is brand new, and this is the HHC um, disposable. HHC is again so new, and I actually went and looked it up, and now I've forgotten what it stands for already. It's obviously THC, so tetrahydrocannabinol. So it's a hydrocannabinol, I suppose, and I believe hydrogen sounds wrong. But it might be the way that it's produced too, because it's kind of like Delta 8, where they do some funny science to get it. But again, all comes from CBD flower for the most part. Might be CBG flower. It is industrial hemp flower that they are getting all of these 100% legal isolates, which of course at Hemptations, uh, because we stay ahead of the curve as much as we can, I try to get them in as quickly as I can. And then, of course, it's up to the customers to decide whether they want to try them or use them. I know first thing Saturday, I sold an HHC to somebody. And I think we sold one of the THCOs here at the Sharonville location, which is where I sit high above. So there's the 4 from the store on the product spotlight. Now the 1 from my door, and I don't have any more this week. But the 1 from my door is my suitcase. And it was made by Real Goods. I don't know if they still make hemp bags or not anymore. I found this, I think, again on eBay like 10, 15 years ago. It is on wheels. So it's got wheels. It actually comes, and I have to find it. I think I have one of my computers in it right now, but there's actually a bag that zips onto the front. So you got a little backpack, kind of computer bag that actually zips onto the front. I feel inadequate not having it here, so I'll have to post a picture of it all together when it's all together at some point or another. And you can see the top part, which is funny. The handle, it's got the pull-up locking kind of handle thing that goes up and down, but the handle is the only thing that has broken on it. Again, the hemp is held up well, and I travel with it on occasion. I don't use it a whole lot, but when I do, it's a nice size bag to travel with. That's for sure. Being on the wheels, it's perfect. But I had to hemp rope the handle there back together. And so I actually added hemp to it. And at first, I think I tried to fix it where it's all like fancy. Like I took the time to wrap it, make it look good. And then something happened where that didn't hold. And I was like, all right, I'm just, it's going to be Jabberwockied back together, and continue to do his job. So there you have it. That's my Real Goods hemp travel bag from my door on the product spotlight. 4 from the store, 1 from my door. And again, I don't really have any more this week. I didn't have anyone come to me and be like, hey, what up with this hemp product? I will say that in the news when we get to it, I do have a couple products, and I will talk about some more that you can find online if you feel like you want to order these great hemp products online
Indeed.
because you're not in Cincinnati, or we don't carry them, or both, or either, or something. So now,
Now
now,
it is time for the one day to be award winning. Maybe a city beat, maybe somewhere else, maybe some glorious worldwide podcast awards where they vote on best podcast segment. Wherever it is, one day we'll have some sort of trophy commemorating what we do here each week, which seems really simple. I just ask Beach a question and he gives me a very important answer. But it's so much more than that, is where hemp and fashion collide. This is the Beachwear segment. Rias Beach, what are you wearing, Beach?
it's true, and it's an easy answer every week. It's always hemp. This week, because my Kentucky basketball team plays tonight. It's a UK blue. Ironically, we're playing Vanderbilt, and they are kind of orange. So that was another reason why I definitely didn't want to wear orange on a day where Kentucky basketball was playing a team that was orange.
That's right.
It's super weird how the Kentucky games have been lining up. Last week, Kentucky was in Kansas to play Kansas, killed them.
To
The
beat,
Bengals,
yes.
the Bengals were in Kansas City, beat them, and so my teams are like truly aligning. As it is, I think there was only one playoff Saturday, where I think Kentucky basketball lost to the number 2 team in the country, just so everyone knows. But they were the Auburn Tigers, ironically enough, and they played in the jungle, which is what we call the Bengals Stadium, when you go to the jungle. So again, the amount of love my sports team are showing each other right now is quite ironic. Anyway, let's get back to the important part: is what am I wearing? That's the real thing. On the old head there, I've got one of my favorite hats ever that I love to wear, the Do Hemp head case hat. This is one of those hats where I have one that looks brand new, and then I have one at home that looks like I wore it every day, because for a while there, I probably did wear it every other day. And so, but again, one of my favorite hats that's 25. I mean, we picked these up shortly after we opened the store, so it's pretty old. My head hemp hoodlam jacket, because it's a little chilly, not getting cold quite yet, but supposed to change later. I've got my Young Maven, and I'm showing the back this week of my Young Maven tee printed here at Planet Everywhere, because this is one of the 5 facts for your brain unit. And of course, this is on our Hemptations trailer on both sides everywhere. You can't avoid the 5 facts for your brain unit. And of course, we got I can't really read it too easily, but I remember the 4 is for the 4 acres of hemp, compared to, it's 1 acre of hemp is 4 acres of trees for paper pulp. I remember that. I know the 0 was 0 THC. And honestly, I've kind of forgotten what the 4, 3, and 2 is.
It's I can kind of see it. 4, hemp requires no herbicide or pesticide. 3, hemp is the strongest natural fibers on the planet. 2, hemp seed is one of the healthiest for the body, inside and out. 1 acre of hemp equals 4 acres of trees for paper and 0 THC.
That's what it was. The 1 is for 1 acre of hemp. Anyway, so I love to educate when I go out. There's no doubt about it. So come up to me and read my back if you want. Underneath that, I've got a this mystery long sleeve, which I've learned to love. It's kind of falling apart a little bit, but I don't remember where I got it or who it came from. And so it's a part of the mystery line of hemp clothing that I have, because I have so much hemp clothing that if the tag falls off or it's faded, I might not remember who made it. Again, you can see my Orvis pants there, being held up by a Hempy's belt, and of course in the pocket, as always, my Green Springs Technology pen, which reads Hemptations if you fine print that sucker. Underneath it all, my Hemptopia briefs, and then bringing it together on the feet, I got the Kind Hemp Socks, which I seem to have been talking about a lot, I think, in the last couple shows. And then a pair of Adidas. Um, and so there you have it. If you're wondering, what are you wearing, Beach? Now you know on this fine high noon Wednesday. It's another big Go Big Blue outfit. Um, and next week I'm going to break out possibly the most valuable hemp wear that I have.
Wow.
And so that is also somewhat Bengal related. So you can guess that they might be orange, whatever it may or may not be. But I recently spotted a pair of these. I'm gonna give it away. I'm giving it away. Too many clues. But I recently spotted a pair of these on eBay for $1,000.
Wow.
So, crazy, in my opinion, crazy. But watch next week and find out what it is. One way or another. On the High Noon Hemp Show. Just so you know, I am on the YouTube link. I did put that link on there actually for the Facebook page. We have found that for some reason there's a better picture on YouTube. So if you do YouTube, you have the YouTube app, or you want to, jump over to YouTube. It is better over there. Now I watch that, and so I see that chat as well. So if you want to ask me something or chat with me on YouTube, you can do that. And of course, if you type anything while watching on Hemptations Beach, the Facebook page, that pops up, and we get to see that too, and it makes us feel good. So thanks for that. All right, let's get right on to the news. I'm feeling quite dehydrated today. I don't know why.
It's a wet day in Cincinnati, that's for sure.
It's probably because I'm dehydrated.
That's where it's all coming from.
It's all comes like not having enough fluids. Anyway, it is actually, after today, I should be quite hydrated. And then tomorrow, it could be just really cold. Yeah. We'll see what happens. I think by Friday, we're supposed to, it was like yesterday, 61. By Friday, 3 degrees.
Yep. Cincinnati.
It's Cincinnati, but I think it's really even crazier because, February. It's just amazing to me that the temperature can do that when it's been cold. And it's just, yesterday was beautiful. I had my UK Blue Jeep delivered to the farm, and it was rebuilt by my crew. They surprised me for the holidays, and I will say that I was just blown away. But anyway, I had them take it out to the farm yesterday, and I spent an hour running around the farm. And again, this is true 4x4 Jeep. This is my old 92 Jeep that they rebuilt. And it was so much fun. It was unbelievable. And what's cool is I can grab the doors and actually put the doors on it, and I've got the top in, turn the heat on, and we can go do it anytime. But I had the top off. I was running around, driving up to the gas station wide open. And so, anyway, that's the weather. It's true here. Got to be prepared. All right, let's get on to some news. That was very unhemp related stuff there. As a commercial break, maybe you switched over to YouTube, maybe you stayed. It's hard to say. Let's see, where are we? Where am I? Oh, okay. This is kind of fun. And I do believe I think I sent this over in a picture of the USDA. They're teaming up with Cornell for what's being called the first ever National Hemp Webinar Series. Here's the schedule, and I will try to get this schedule online as well. And I'll post maybe this same picture at the Hemptations Beach page so you can get this. But they're running this series starting February, end of the month, February 26th, I think is the first one. And it's going to run all the way through May, it looks like. Different subjects, I saw one on hemp food. I saw, and so we got indoor cultivation, outdoor cultivation. And again, this is all on industrial hemp. One way or another. Obviously, the indoor is going to be mostly talking about CBD and CBG, because you wouldn't grow indoor for anything else, I don't think. I guess you could grow indoor for grain, but it just seems like a ridiculous idea. Um, but and again, this is the USDA, and so this information is the information that you really want, because they are the ones that basically, the federal guidelines drives all of the states. Um, and I've seen some states get approved by the USDA. Some states stay out of it and just they actually use the older federal law that made hemp legal, the first federal law that made hemp legal, as their guidelines, which still seems to be the legal way to do it if you want to, for some states. And then some get approved by the USDA. Their programs get approved by the USDA, and then you're really safe, I think. But I know Kentucky kind of waivers, and of course Kentucky, they do it right, so you're safe in Kentucky. There's no doubt about it. Whether they get approved by USDA or not. I think I just saw that Alaska's hemp program was the last one that I saw that got approved. And of course, I guess you get that approval before the spring, obviously. And then once again, the guidelines that you're giving the farmers in your state, then you're safe. Once again, which should be 100% safe. So, I do definitely think that's pretty interesting. And these webinars can be very educational. I believe if you plan on doing just about anything with hemp in the future, or doing anything with hemp now, I think it is best to at least know what the federal government, or what the, what they're pushing as their policies and whatnot. That's for sure. And if we can get them to, finally you change it to 1% THC and change some other things, then we might be in a really good system. All in all, we're almost there. Here's a fun product that I found, because I love hot sauce, and I've always talked about a hemp hot sauce. It was one of my products that I came up with years ago, and I just never made my own hemp hot sauce. But this hot sauce is finding its way into the Food Lion chain. We don't have any Food Lions here around Cincinnati, but I know there are, or I don't think so, but I know there are Food Lions pretty close. I feel like it might be an East Coast grocery store, a very large East Coast grocery store. I feel like there was one in Columbus, but never Cincinnati. Or they might have tried here and failed, because there's a hard market for that with the grocery stores that already exist, the bigger chains or markets. But again, this particular company makes hemp hot sauce and hemp honey barbecue sauce, and I've been getting on my barbecue sauce guy. I'm like, dude, if you want a shtick, put the hemp in there. Put some hemp in there. Again, the nutritional value of hemp oil is good. I think that because, most hot sauces are a little on the thicker side. One way or another, the hemp oil being a, fat soluble, can help kind of keep it thick. I think that sometimes with using hemp oil in products, you definitely, got to give it a good shake sometimes to really get it mixed in. But my understanding is they were just using hemp protein powder at some point or another. There you have it, hemp hot sauce. So this was my more, because I did go online and I was kind of looking for other hemp hot sauces that may exist out there. And I came up with one or two, but the first one that came up, it was like they were bragging about how little hemp oil was in the product. It's like, okay. It's like less than 1% hemp oil, and it was hemp oil, not CBD. I'm pretty sure, that they were using. And so I was like, that's nothing to brag about. Don't brag about that, because they were like promoting it as a hemp product, but then telling you that there was very little hemp in it. It's like, yeah. Sometimes you have to wonder again, whether it's a shtick product or whether it's actually a hemp product. Are they just putting that hemp on there or that leaf on there to get your attention, to get you to buy it? And there's very little hemp in it. And so you definitely gotta watch it out for that sometimes with some of the hemp stuff, like especially in these days, because it is so widely accepted and so easily marketable. I mean, it is an actual marketable ideology with products, unless you're going to advertise on Facebook, like I talked about a couple weeks ago, and then you can't put hemp or any reference to hemp on your product. But other than that, in the real world, where they don't discriminate against these things because they're 100% legal and not ignorant like Facebook to what hemp is, Kroger's probably does not care anymore if your hemp food product, big old hemp or big leaf or whatever. So, that's what we've evolved to. We've evolved to a point where people are putting hemp leaves on products just to grab the eye, one way or another. So make sure that product actually has hemp in it or whatnot. And it's everywhere. Again, it's on the aisles and shelves that get, from your hardware store to your grocery store to everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. And that's, hemp lotion and things like that. Oh, this is super awesome. Super awesome stuff going on here. Scientists from Connecticut Agricultural Experiment Station are using hemp to clean up toxic PFAS left by the military in Maine. Now, this land was reclaimed recently by, and I'm sure that I'm not going to pronounce this correctly, Mi'kmaq Indigenous Native Americans. It's MI, a little hyphen, and then KMAQ. So, quack. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. But these indigenous people got 600 acres back from the government, because it was theirs originally. Just I want to be clear on that. And then these scientists are using hemp to phytoremediate, is what it's called. They're phytoremediating. So hemp is a phytoremediator, and what that does is it draws the toxins out. And the one thing that I thought was really cool about this article was the fact that they made a mention as to they didn't know the viability of that hemp as far as making products out of it, but they're going to study that. And that is something that I've been talking about with using hemp for phytoremediation for a long time. Do those toxins make it into the seed? Do those toxins make it into the herd? The stalk part where you might build a house out of, and you don't want toxins in. We use hempcrete because it's one of the clean, if not the cleanest form of building. But we don't want to use toxic-filled hemp herd in that hempcrete if it can leach out. Can we make a pair of jeans out of the fiber that's inside? Does that fiber inside have toxins in it? Which to me, depending on how it all works, because my understanding is you can leach a plant with just water for a couple weeks. So if you've been giving a plant chemicals for its life, and then eventually you just give it water, that's supposed to leach the chemicals out. I don't know how. That was my understanding of science years ago. I don't know how that really works. Obviously, if you're growing in a field that's contaminated, you can't take those plants out and then just water them with water for a couple weeks and leach those chemicals out. However that works. Once again, I don't understand it. That's science that's beyond me. As much as I love plants, man, they are unbelievable machines that do unbelievable things that are beyond my science sometimes. All I got to see is a chart, and I'm sure I could understand it. And again, so to me, I think this is huge because A, Native Americans are getting their land back. B, we're cleaning it up for them because obviously this military was dumping, the United States military was dumping chemicals on this land for years and years and years, or would need to be cleaned up. And they're using hemp to do it. And then, the best thing that may come out of this, once again, is whether that hemp is viable for building a house, making a pair of jeans, or eating. The best case scenario, in my opinion, is that all the chemicals go into the leaves. And then, if that's the case, if all the chemicals somehow make their ways to the leaves, but I think there's no way of getting out of having chemical in the fibers, because I think that's the veins, all in all, of the plant. And so that's what's taking those chemicals out and then taking them up and then taking them into the leaves. So, there's no way to, once again, maybe that's where just the water leaches them, because you water for a couple weeks and then that water gets sucked up slowly and is taking all those toxins up and into the leaves. If it could work like that, that'd be great. It can't work like that on a large scale. It can only work like that on a small scale, which is something that we, have always seen in the THC growing part, and probably now in the CBD growing part. If there were chemicals given to the plants, we can only hope that they leach them out by the time that product is going to make it to the over-the-counter part of it. Large scale, you obviously couldn't do that. If you were using for phyto remediation purposes, it'd be very difficult to do that. So I feel like science says to me that there will be possibly toxins in the fiber. The herd, maybe not so much, because that's just the outside bark, so to speak. That's just the trunk of the hemp plant. Sometimes you hear it referred to as shiv in the real world. Herd is kind of a word. Herd is the word. Herd is the word that we kind of made up, I think, in the industrial hemp industry. And so the shiv, or the herd that they make the hempcrete out of, I think that could be safe. I think that could be toxin free, or mostly toxin free. Obviously the roots, which we have found to have therapeutic value and whatnot, those probably wouldn't be any good, because that's the main point of entrance, obviously, for these chemicals to get into the plant. So I'm definitely, hopefully, going to see some good results. Now, they did say they're getting good results, so they already have done this. But I don't think that they've had a chance to figure out, whether there's toxins in there. So I'm thinking maybe they might have grown last year and actually had success and are going to go ahead and grow again this year. Hopefully, they'll grow, and it shouldn't take, I don't know how many years, which is also something else that would be very interesting to see, is how many years. We have a Superfund toxic site. It's probably 3 miles up the road from this location. It was an old dump. And there is, the dump is still kind of there, but there's this big, huge fenced in area. I have been to it. This big, huge fenced in area, signs everywhere. Do not cross, blah, blah, blah. But it is actually a Superfund site, which means that there was government money put there to clean it up because it was that toxic. And so, maybe I should run up there and see if I can get them to plant some hemp. Of course, you wouldn't want to do that in Ohio. It costs you $1,000 to phyto, just $2,000 in licensing just to grow hemp in Ohio to clean the soil. Because again, folks, our industrial hemp growing laws, farming laws, way overtaxed. So once again, Superfund site needs to be phytoremediated. Hemp could be used, but who would spend more money than just the seed to do that? No one in the state of Ohio. So the Superfund site will never use hemp to clean itself up in Ohio because the licensing fees would be too much. So it's the absurdity of growing industrial hemp in the state of Ohio, honestly. Anyway. But again, we've seen phytoremediation work with hemp in other parts of the world. It's getting used here in the United States, and that is brilliant. So brilliant, I'm going to go open up myself a can of Rockstar. That's right, folks. Pepsi Company. launching a line of Rockstar. It's called Rockstar Unplugged for some reason. And it contains hemp seed oil. Our illustrious hemp seed oil comes in 3 different flavors. And they're admitting that they're trying to get more women to drink this. And I don't know how hemp seed, I guess women are smarter when it comes to hemp seed. It's probably true. If they know the health benefits and the fact that they don't say anti-aging, but the nutritional value and the luster, in my opinion, that it puts on skin. If you're eating it internally or rubbing it on externally, it's super healthy for the skin and all those things. So I'm gonna have to run around, see if I can find myself some hemp infused. I've never drank Rockstar before, I'm pretty sure. So this is a good excuse as any to jump on the Rockstar bandwagon. I have often felt like a rock star. Not really. Only when someone comes up to me in public and is like, "Hey, you're the guy on the hemp commercials, aren't you?"
That's right.
I feel like a little bit of a rock star. But I did do a comedy routine in a parking lot of a concert that was jam packed once, and someone asked me for my autograph. So,
Wow.
I jumped out of a white van and I said, "Who wants to be kidnapped?" That's how it started. No lies. It's the truth. I autographed her arm. That was in my youth. Anyway, they were convinced I was somebody famous. It's true. I never did tell them who I was, and you can't read my signature. True rock star signature. You can't read it. That's for sure. All you can really read is that I make it's because I usually sign ERB, Beach, but it's ERB like really big, so it's a herb, and then you can barely, the each is like a scribble. Anyway, so PepsiCo officially getting into the hemp seed again, not CBD related. So I feel like CBD drove that because they want to be putting CBD in their drinks, but they're not going to put CBD in their drinks. Honestly, I don't think, and like Pepsi or maybe Rockstar, until cannabis is taken off the controlled substance list 100%. Even though industrial hemp is legal and CBD is legal, these huge companies are still they until cannabis period is no longer federally legal. I don't think they're going to drop these products in there. And again, we'll see in a couple of years if I'm right. If they don't take it off the controlled substance list in the next couple of years, I'm going to be very disappointed because they lied to us once again, as they tend to do. And B, it will be because PepsiCo is sick of waiting for the FDA. And again, that's what they're really waiting for, is the FDA approval for CBD and all these other things. If that comes, then Pepsi with CBD will be tomorrow. The FDA says CBD is okay for food and drinks. Tomorrow, Coca-Cola says Coca-Cola with a new C, Coca-Cola CBD. I guarantee you that that's going to happen, honestly. And again, maybe they'll call it Coke New or, Mountain Dew New. I don't know. But, that's the real thing holding them up. And, of course, the controlled substances. But really, it's the FDA there, too. But obviously, once again, my thought here was this drove them to look into hemp further. And then all of a sudden, they find out, hey, we can use hemp seed oil in drinks. And we've been carrying drinks for years. Most of the drinks we have now actually have CBD in them, ironically. But, over the years, I have sold multiple different drinks that had just hemp oil in them. Once again, and again, it's a nutritional value thing as much as anything. It just makes it better. I don't know how much they can use before it, really you can really taste it in the drink or whatnot. But the way all these other drinks are flavored, it doesn't matter. It's only in lightly flavored drinks that might happen. And so this could now drive some of the other big drink companies to start using hemp seed, because hemp seed is approved by the FDA. Okay, hemp seed has nutritional value, approved by the FDA. And so, um, that's something I didn't see coming. In all honesty, is they're almost like skipping CBD for now and jump into hemp seed oil, which whether they added that to drinks, I don't know if I would have ever predicted. But once again, the nutritional value, and here we see a little bit of the marketable value.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get, and again, there's no leaf or anything on there. It's just this hemp seed kind of plain. And you know what I'm curious is I want to see Rockstar challenge Facebook
Yeah.
on their policy. I want to see Rockstar put some money on some Facebook advertising and then have Facebook say no to that money.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Rockstar. I know you got a budget. You're PepsiCo. You got billions of dollars. Put some of that marketing budget to Facebook and let's just see what happens. Let's challenge that stupid hemp policy that Facebook has for their advertising. Again, I cannot advertise on Facebook. All my Facebook pages I guess I could do it under my Beach Yep, but then they'll probably come after me there because hemp is in the name of all my pages for the most part. And so right out of the gate, I can't. And then, of course, as soon as I mention the fact that we have the largest selection of hemp goods and even a mention of CBD and you're done, but even hemp goods. And they'll be like, nope, not going to have it. Not going to allow it. So anyway, and again, we saw that, and I just talked about it with the.
Whoop. We have a frozen beach? I believe we do. Unless he's doing it on purpose.
Am I back?
Yeah. There we go.
Right.
Now he's
that
back.
Was quick. But that was the local company actually that basically took hemp and any reference to hemp off their packaging so that they could advertise on Facebook, which was a step backwards in my opinion. But it is what their stupid policy is. I would have just advertised everywhere else. I would have put that budget to somewhere else. But anyway, Article 10 foods that will clean your arteries naturally and protect you from heart attack. Number 3, hemp seeds. And so, what they say is, again, vitamin E. Hemp contains it all, it seems like. It really does. But the vitamin E and the ALA omega 3s that we talk about a lot, and arginine. I don't know arginine or arginine, and I don't even know what that is. It's obviously a vitamin or a mineral. I'm guessing it's a mineral, actually, or it would probably be vitamin something. But it says vitamin E acts as an antioxidant and can help reduce inflammation. And it can also keep platelets from sticking together. And so, once again, cholesterol issues and things like that, I feel like that's got to help, from what I understand, because that's what having cholesterol issue does. Speaking from personal, is if your liver doesn't produce cholesterol, do the cholesterol thing, then it builds up and sticks together in platelets and then blocks the arteries. And then you have to go in and have stents put in. If you're lucky and you don't have a heart attack and die. Here once again, talking about hemp seed oil, you could, I'm not going to say Rockstar is a healthy drink. It's got hemp seed in it, which is healthy, but I bet PepsiCo might, if they start putting it together, right, they might start trying to promote it as something healthy, because again, that hemp seed once again proving good for the heart. And then the arginine, however that's pronounced, ARGININE, also may help with blood flow. And so, once again, these are naturally occurring vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids in hemp seed oil, one of the most nutritionally valuable seeds on the entire planet, one way or another. And so far, you can't challenge it, and I would dare anyone to try. There's just way too much proof. I've never educated anyone on how good hemp seed was, and they'd be like, oh, well, that sounds like blah, blah, blah. Flaxseed kind of comes close, but not in protein content, and some of the It doesn't have the perfect omega-6 to omega-3 that we're supposed to get out of hemp seed. Anyway, I'm not here to talk down about any other seeds. I'm only here to talk up about this one particular seed that continues to be great, and healthy and all those things. All right. I think that I talked about probably a year ago. I think I showed pictures of the hemp house on wheels being built. And ta-da! Here it is, folks. The final hemp house on wheels. It is done, and it is being towed around. And this thing is super, super cool because you got the hempcrete walls, keeping it all together. And then, I think I showed you another picture of the inside. If you look at the inside, and now up top, those acoustic ceiling tiles are made with hemp and mushroom mycelium. And so, again, this whole project was an eco-friendly project. The reason and again, it's another reason why he chose hemp in so many forms. The floor is stained with hemp shield. And so those are the 3 hemp products that I know are built into this. Walls made of hemp, acoustic ceiling tiles made of hemp, and the floor being stained with hemp. Conceivably speaking, although probably quite expensive, and I don't think you used it, you could use hemp wood for your floor. You could probably use hemp wood for the ceiling, the roof. I don't know what he made the actual roof out of. And so, you can almost get 100% hemp built if you really wanted to. I mean, I would say, obviously, other than the glass, because you can't make glass out of hemp yet. I don't know if we'll ever get there. It would seem kind of silly to make hemp into sand and then try to make it into glass, but and so obviously hemp glass. Now, could you make hemp composite that's clear? Maybe. I don't know about that, but how cool would that be? So you could actually replace that hemp glass, if that's glass, or if it is in fact a clear plastic in the doors, possibly with a clear hemp composite. Again, that is something to be looked into. That's for sure. But congratulations on the hemp house, getting it complete. It's officially called the Hemp House on Wheels. How he refers to it, how HOW, hemp on wheels. And so super cool. Continue, hopefully make more, sell some. Maybe he's driving around going to try to sell the whole idea. But very, very, very cool. All right, that's all the news we have. Not too much going on in the event world. February 4th is the Southern Idaho Hemp Producers Meeting in Buell, Idaho. That is Saturday, I think, or Friday. Oh, yeah. February 12th, Hemp Today, growing and marketing industrial hemp at the McHenry County College at Crystal Lake, Illinois. February 11th, I just added this one, from 12 to 2 a.m. I guess I read that right. 12 to 2 a.m. It's called Canvas with Cannabis. And I believe you're actually going to be able to paint on a hemp canvas, which of course we've talked about, quite a bit, because hemp makes canvas. The word canvas comes from the word cannabis, almost directly, if not directly. And this is actually at the One Love Hemp Dispensary in Clarksville, Indiana. That sounds like a fun idea. And of course, we've painted on hemp. Mary has painted on hemp, done some shades painted on hemp. And so, again, it does make a good canvas. One, because it would last forever. And of course, I think you got to find that right weave of hemp to make a canvas, a good canvas, possibly. But anyway, then February 28th, March 1st. This is the big virtual, the fourth annual Industrial Hemp Summit virtual Institute for Advanced Learning out of Danville, Virginia. Um, and then at the end of March, 23rd, 25th, NOCO in Denver, the biggest hemp event in the country, without a doubt, encompassing all hemp things and all hemp greatness. It's true. Um, I actually do have a question. I was approached in the parking lot. The side of my vehicle, big, huge letters, hemp equals jobs. Ironically, it doesn't say Hemptations. It says hemp equals jobs. Well, this still gets people to come up to me and be like, "Hey, do you work at that Hemptation store?" Because I get that a lot. And I don't, I just say yes. And so I was at Aldi's, and this older lady comes up to me. She says, "Hey, you work at the Hemptation store?" And I, yeah. She says, "Is there anything for dry eye?" I was like, I don't think so, but that's a very good question. And I don't think, and I told her this, I said, I think that because of the fact that hemp oil is fat soluble, um, that in CBD, I don't think that it would be any good. And so I did try to go and do a little research. And of course, the only thing I really saw was, of course, smoking cannabis isn't good for dry eye because smoking cannabis causes dry eye. So the one kind of study or something that I did actually found was based. They didn't recommend it for smoking it. And my brain starts to, I just see a little eyedropper bottle full of hemp oil, and wood dropping hemp oil right into the eye, hydrate it. We know that it hydrates the skin. Now, I think it's probably a whole different thing when it comes to hydrating the eye. That's for sure. And again, because I think hemp oil is a fat soluble, not water soluble, I don't know how it would break down in the eye. And so I didn't find anybody that was saying yes, hemp would be good for dry eye if you used it like this. I'm going to do a little bit more research, and we'll see what comes out there. But it was a question that was addressed to me, and so I like to pass those questions on. Even if it's just in the random parking lot. But it was a hemp question, and I love hemp questions. The more questions I get, the more I find out what's what. And I have never thought to look into hemp and dry eye before.
Yeah.
My first thoughts obviously were it might not work, and I don't think CBD would be the solution there either. Unless somehow, because of its anti-inflammation, I don't know. Obviously, there's a dry socket issue. So you got a socket that normally produces teardrops, and for some reason, people with dry eye, that doesn't work properly. And so, I don't know. I do know that from what she told me, the only thing that does seem to work for her right now is like super expensive. So, um, you know, I would advise someone out there to possibly do a little bit of research and find out. And again, formulating something might be very interesting to see if it works. But there's someone that would like to use hemp for a problem that I'm not sure it can solve. It happens every once in a while. Every once in a while. And I will do a little bit more research on it and see if I can come up with anything else. And I just did a quick little Google search of hemp and dry eye. Again, I didn't really see anything. It was like, yes, this works perfect, or this works great, or whatever. And again, there's probably nobody yet that's even thought to study it, to even try to see how the eye would react to hemp oil and or CBD or something else. So THC directly into the eye, I don't know. I don't. Again, we know that smoking THC 9, Delta 9, tends to cause dry eye. So, we already know there's a problem there.
Yeah.
So, all right, there you have it, man. Almost another hour, boy. We've been cranking them out. I guess I'm just babbling more, going a little deeper into the old beach thoughts during the news, maybe, who knows. But I want to thank everybody once again for watching, whether it was on YouTube or the Hemptations Beach Facebook page, or maybe possibly later on either one of those. And remember, reduce, reuse, recycle. Make everything else out of hemp. Having Hemptations.
See you all next week.